Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Okay, as you saw in my other video I just uploaded that was like earlier this afternoon. You know, whenever that was. I got, Ichigo. I guess potential figurine. Alright, moving right along. I also got, just bringing this up before I get into this review of fucked up episode of Amnesia. I also got, from Alchemist Brotherhood, OVA. Okay. And I got, obviously, Fate Stay Night on the Blizzard. They didn't have Bleach Box 13. Stupid fucking stores. It's like, you can't get anything unless you go online. Anyway, so that's going to come out later. Alright, moving right along. Amnesia. Episode 10. I believe this was called Lost Maiden? Yes, Lost Maiden. Okay, this episode was kind of freaky. It was very weird episode. Okay, as we saw from last week's episode, Teichi, when he's running away from that shadow of Yuko, he touches her, the shadow of Yuko, and he gets, whoa, what a trip. He gets sent inside of Yuko from the past. So he's actually, the way I can describe it is this. It's like he possessed her, but not to the point where, you know how like you figure a ghost possesses a person? Not like that. It's more like he got jolted into the past. It's almost as if Shadow of Yuko sent him and made him relive the memories of Yuko. And not only can he see what's going on from her, he tastes what she's tasting, he feels what she feels, everything. Everything. There's even like a scene, this was weird, when he's running and he's running like a girl. I'm like, wow. But anyway, beginning part, we see him in her, you want to call it like that. She's getting dressed, and she's like, oh, yeah, he's like covering it up because he don't want to see it. So, he sees that. Then we get this interesting introduction. Because remember, this is the past of YUKO-SAN, so we get introductions of new characters. 2 new characters that it's only for this episode, and then you don't see them anymore. First one is Yukariko. Yukariko is YUKO-SAN's younger sister. Now, she is related to Kirlie as being her grandmother, I think? Yeah, her grandmother. Now, YUKO-SAN's there, and she's getting dressed, and she's going to go out to visit this girl named Asa. Asa. And Asa, supposedly her entire family, there's a plague going around of killing people. This plague supposedly is killing people and infecting people and what have you. So, what happens is, YUKO-SAN goes out, and it's so weird, because you see what Teichi is seeing. So it's weird. It's like, there's a part where she's getting dressed, and he's like, looking at her boobs, and he's like, oh my god, so ridiculous. But she encounters a cat, she's petting the cat, what have you, and then she's moving along, and she goes to Asa's house. And she's gonna feed her food. Give her food, and she's like, saying, to leave, because I don't want you. She said she doesn't want YUKO-SAN to get infected by this plague, because her mother, her sister, her grandpa, her grandmother all died from this plague. So she's telling her, you need to leave. And YUKO-SAN's not having it. She's feeding her and everything. And then at one point, she gives her candy, and Asa, she takes the candy, throws it, Guess what Yuko-san does? She takes the candy that's been thrown on the floor and she puts it in her mouth. I'm like, so obviously Yuko-san has no reservations of saying that, oh, I'm just going to leave you here. You know? Later on, what happens is she's walking by and she sees these older gentlemen, you know, mixing something. So obviously the thought of the plague has brought some of the villagers to a site of craziness. Something Teichi said about the plague or the curse that was involved. So, but I didn't understand what he meant when he said that. But moving right along, she sees Yukariko, and Yukariko is saying, you know, oh, Nisama, you know, she's meeting up with her and saying, you know, to go home, I guess, more or less. And then that's when they look and they see the grown-ups, the adults. They're walking towards the school. Oh. They're walking towards the school, and you know, Yuko's like, let's follow them, because we all need to hear this. So they go to the school, and they're just like, and it's so funny the way Teichi's walking, because you get these scenes where he's like in a movie theater or something. That's probably her soul. His presence is inside of her, so, you know. But they're walking there, and they overhear what they're saying. And they're going, they're coughing. I guess, you know, like dying coughing. Like what I'm doing? No. And then they start talking about, you know, maybe if we sacrifice somebody, and saying, no, the old and sickly and adults isn't good enough. We have to find someone young to sacrifice and put in the shrine. Maybe that's right. We're dying. We're all dying. You know, we have to appease God. So obviously, you know, that's what they're saying. And then she tells, and they appoint a red man, which I had no idea what the fuck that was about. Basically, they're going to appoint somebody to pick out somebody to sacrifice in the town. So, moving right along, and her sister's like, oh, Nisama. She's, shh. So she grabs her and they leave. They hear the bell and the guy's like, oh, who's there? And they just run out. And it's so funny, Teichi. He's like this. You see Teichi, he's like a little kid, supposedly. Almost really young, like a child. And he's running like that. And they go into a room and they wait until they leave. And they leave the guys, the men. And she goes home. And we find out that she decided to invite Asa to her house. Invite Asa to Yuko-san's house. And Teichi's thinking, oh, it's because so Asa's not alone, because those men won't catch her. Possibly sacrifice her. Now, they're eating dinner, you know, so on and so forth, and then there's a scene in the bath. Oh my god. Freaking Teichi's like, oh! He's like freaking out because, you know, Yuko-san's like naked and her sister's naked and he thinks he sees stuff. And then we have Yukariko. She smacks Yuko-san and then she smacks her back and forth smacking because, you know, Yukariko is worried about Yuko-san. She doesn't want her to do something stupid. Because even though she's saying, I need to do this, we need to, you know, what have you. You know? It's stupid. So, she looks up at the moon and then has this moment. And then she gets out of the bath. And she goes into the living room. And she notices that Asa is not there. So, she asks Yukariko, where is she? You know, did you see her? And I says, no, I just went straight to my room. And then, and she's like laughing. She's like, do you want me to sew that? And she's like, Nisama? Don't get out of here. Don't leave this room. Don't leave this room. And she throws it down, and then she runs out. And then the entire time, Teichi's like saying, no, don't go there. Don't go there. It's just like, one of those weird things. It's so stupid because Teichi actually thinks he's doing something to prevent this. It's already happened. But, it's a spur of the moment. He's experiencing everything that Yuko is experiencing. Yuko-san experiencing. So she gets to the school. That's where they are. They're in the school. And she goes into a room with all the men are there. And they have Asa, like tied up kind of. And she's got this one of those, things they put on people for like, in spirits. That cloth over her face. And she says her name, and it's like, you are the one to be sacrificed! That's all I have to say. That is so ridiculous. That is so fucking ridiculous. It's like, you would have never thought that that's how it went down. This is how she's going to die. Asa just says her name, and, she's a sacrifice. It's almost kind of ridiculous because she didn't know that they were going to pick her as the Red Man. She thought they were going to pick her as a sacrifice, but she's the one that's being picked as a sacrifice. So they grab her, they grab Yuko-san and carry her, everything. The entire time, she's like, and things then get grisly. They throw her down the flight of stairs and she breaks her leg. That's the hole she was in. And she's crawling and saying, so and so forth. And at some point, she says, and Teichi's like, this isn't fair. This is bull. She's like really like upset about this. Like, this isn't going to prevent the plague and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And Yuko-san is like, she's like, thank God that Kariko and Asa are safe. I will be sacrificed and not be in. But then she gets scared because she opens the shrine and you see this globe in there, and she realizes it's and she's like, ah! She's freaking out and everything. And at one point, she's asking, why did this happen to me? I didn't do anything wrong, so on and so forth. And that's when, almost like there's a part where Teichi gets separated from her. And she starts having these evil ideas of killing Asa. Because it's her fault, and she realizes, I can't blame her for that, so on and so forth, the deal. And that's basically what she says. And then what happens is we get the dark side of YUKO-san. She shows up. And we got the memories of her when she's alive. Now we're going to get the memories of her when she first became a ghost. And it seems like we're going to get, with the shadow of YUKO-san. Teichi and all of this, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because it's so ridiculous. Where is he? Like, he was in the school. And then he became in her body. Now he's out of her body. And he's going to be seeing Shadow Yuko-san and Yuko-san there. Like the first... So he's retelling everything that's happened, basically. Definitely 4 out of 5. No fucking question. A 4 out of 5. If next week's episode is better than this week's, it's getting a 5 out of 5. And I am not shitting around there. But yeah, that's the story. But, I mean, I just find it pure, adulterated bullshit that YUKO-san, all you had to do was stay home. That was it. And she could have named anybody Asa. If she had named some schmo in the... She was like, him! Sacrifice! You're done. But she came in. She went to see Asa. That was the irony of the whole episode. I think. I believe that was the irony of the whole episode. So, 4 out of 5. Crazy episode. Oh, this show is dynamite. Dynamite. I think this show, I want to say it's better than another, but I don't want to say it. It's on the same level. We'll say that. Dusk Maiden of Amnesia and another. Those are like close to being on the same level. As far as I can see of quality shows. So yeah. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. That's it, pretty much. Got some other reviews to do. Good episode. I just think that was such bullshit, man. Oh well. Check out next week. Super BonCon 922. This show is some sick shit going down. See you guys later.